All right, we'll make this segment like super short. Okay, this will be a super short segment, but I came across this and it actually really irked me. It really irked me, guys. So one thing that people in the chat have been bringing up is that Vic, our boy Vic, looks tired, right? We know that he's been sick, obviously. Okay, that comes up quite often. Everyone talks about that. And we know just overall his conditioning hasn't been the best. And I was of the notion of this. The Olympics all, off season really took a hit on him. And I'm content with that. I think the Olympics is a really great excuse to play some ball, right? Like he got all the way to gold, ended up getting a silver medal out of it. That's a huge accomplishment. I was cheering him on the whole time. No offense to my United States people, right? I'm USA, but I was going for Vic. I ain't gonna lie to you. And someone brought up, okay, I just see in the chat he has a respiratory illness. What more you want from him? Did they clarify which illness it was? It doesn't change my take what I'm about to have, but did they clarify that? Can someone tell me this? Even if that's the case, I do want to know that though. Even if that's the case, this entire season, he seemed to get gassed. And it was last season as well that it seemed like he seemed to get gassed. He mentioned it at the beginning of last season that, hey, I'm trying to catch up to this speed. Now, as the season went on last year, he started to look better, and then he had those 3 months off or several months off. I don't remember how many months it actually is before the Olympics. And then when he was in the Olympics, he looked great. He didn't look too gassed to me. He looked great. And then he had to dive straight into the season and he looked gassed again. Right? So like upper respiratory attack in the fibers in the lungs requires fluids. Okay. That is a big deal. All right. So I'm glad you guys brought that up. I'm not trying to, mitigate what he's going through. But as far as him being gassed, this has been a continuous thing. This is before he got sick. This is before all of it. Okay. It's been like that. We all know this. It's been a critique of him the entire time. Now I came across this and this doesn't make me happy. This actually doesn't make me happy. This is going to sound really selfish of me, but I really think Victor should start to choose what you're going to do here. I thought this upcoming offseason would really help him because he'll have an entire offseason of resting, of just working out, getting his endurance up, and being able to be ready for the next season when we really, playoffs, right? And we got news, and this is not that long ago. I missed this. This is the end of January. We got news that he's going to be playing Euro basketball this upcoming summer as well. So then that makes me ask the question, when do we get the best Wemby? Victor is too passionate. He got to learn. This is not me saying like, oh, he's, you get paid this amount of money, you need to do this. But I think you're going to have to say no. Look, I've been a fan for a pretty long time. Oh gosh, I sound like those people that are like, I've been a fan for X amount of time. And then they proceed to tell us like the worst take imaginable. But I've been a fan for a while. Not as long as some of you guys. Some people in the chat say like, I've been a fan since the 80s and the 70s. And it's like, well, I wasn't alive. In the 90s, I was a little bitty baby. But I've been a fan for a while, and we are known, and Vic has brought it up, of having foreign players on the team. I remember and I recall Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili saying that I'm going to skip out on X playing this summer, right? I'm going to skip out on it because I need to be fully engaged in the San Antonio Spurs. I'm not trying to be selfish. I'm not. I understand that this is very important. I mean, I will benefit from this. I mean, I will be able to go live and say, hey guys, look how Victor played today. He looked great, and we can enjoy those games together. But man, guys, I don't think this is a good thing. I think you need that summer. Exactly. DB just said, Wemby got to recharge this summer. You need this summer. If anyone needs a summer off, it is Wembanyama. Is it actually possible? And if I'm ignorant to this, you guys can let me know. But is it actually possible for him to gain the strength that he will need from this season to the next and work on those go-to moves from this season to the next if he's playing in the summer and he's putting all of his effort in FIBA? You say yes? Okay, if you guys think that that's possible, I don't think it is. With Euro, he'd be worried about recovery. Someone said, no, it's not possible. I'm not trying to be like a whole country will be mad when he doesn't come to the national team. I just want the best Wemby, man. Not at all possible. We're going to be having the same discussion we're having this season, and my optimism went towards we're going to have Wemby having a summer off. That's where all my optimism went towards when talking about his improvement. But are we going to have to wait a whole nother year? Clan, it's not impossible. Okay. Yes, for Europeans, it's important. Okay. It's selfish. Maybe it's selfishness on my part, right? Being a Spurs fan, but I just kind of wish he would say no to this. The reason, and he improves at a rapid rate, right? I really do believe it takes a off season for us to see a huge Wembanyama leap. I mean, that's how good he is. That's how smart he is. That's how quick he is to adapt. Coaches in the past have said this. I don't think it takes a lot, but this makes me a little worried. I can see every 4 years, but every year, nah, bro. I can see a substantial growth from year to year with a Wemby. I've seen substantial growth in the matter of a couple games sometimes with Wemby, where we're like, whoa. Why would he prioritize Spurs when we're still tanking? The Spurs are not tanking. Everyone have been on the same page that the Spurs want the playoffs this year. I just think our lineups have been pretty bad. I don't think the Spurs are tanking. I think they're definitely trying to win. Didn't help earlier in the season, all the injuries, yada yada yada. But no, they are not tanking. They're on pace still to be like a 500 team. That is not a tanking team. That is not a tanking team. Clan, Wemby is being paid by the Spurs. We deserve the best healthy Wemby. See, that's how I feel, man. But I'm also trying my best to be understanding. Because I personally don't have any connection to Euro basketball at all, right? So I'm trying to see how important that is to Wemby, how important it is to other, Eurobasket fans going into the season. But I kind of agree with you. It's like the Olympics, I understood that. That's fine. I understand that. But like, dang, we gonna do it again? Second year in a row? At what point can we just have Wemby to ourselves a little bit? Euro doesn't start till late July. No, he should have a few months off. That's not my point. Because the Olympics, it took a minute to get that going as well, right? Like, when did the Olympics start, guys? The basketball Olympics. While you guys are telling me that in the chat, that's not my point. My point is you're going to go play basketball in July, and not too long after you're done, you have to start up an NBA season. I would actually be more comfortable if it started like May, like it started right when the NBA season was over and you did it for like a month and a half, and now you have rest going into NBA. But there was like no time between the Olympics and the NBA season that he had to rest. That's my problem. Go like July into like the season starts pretty soon after that. You know what I mean? Said exactly. Okay, so some of the people in the chat understand what I'm saying. What's your final win-loss of this season prediction? I am gonna stick with my 44 wins until the end. Okay, I can't go back on it now. I already went back on the playoffs. I already said that I think we might make the play, or we make the play-in and then make the playoffs. So needs to do conditioning and rest. Yes. 44. Yeah, it's been 44 since the beginning of the season, so I'm just gonna stick with it. That's a lot of wins, I know. It's gonna be tough now. We are not winning 44 wins. I'm gonna stick to it till the very end, until it's impossible. No disrespect, but you delusional. At the beginning of the season, I said 44. That's what I thought, and there were many games that I was like, hey, we could very well get there. 2026 is the start of FIBA World Cup qualifiers, if I remember correctly. What are you trying to tell me? Muhammad, what are you trying to tell me? Are you trying to tell me that... I don't know how all that works, I'll be honest with you. But are you trying to tell me that we're not going to have them in 2026 either? 37-45, 12th in the West. Well, about 35 to 37 is what most people thought we'd be at anyway. So I cannot lie, clan. With these results, we looking just as bad as the bottom team. Whoa! Don't go too far. Don't go too far. These are very close losses. Okay, these are pretty close losses. The Grizzlies gave us some work, but for the most part, these are pretty close losses, and it's just lineup issues. We had 22 wins currently. Yeah, we are. So I say we get 22 more, baby. What do you think when Wemby say now at 21 years old that he would not play this summer? What I think about that? I think it's very important for him to condition and be ready for the next season. I don't know what you mean. I just feel like at one point, just don't stretch yourself too thin. You know, like you're gonna have to choose. And I don't want to be selfish here, but like, you're in the NBA for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, and I also probably wouldn't be saying this or being as harsh at all about this if it weren't for examples of this happening before, right? We're the Spurs. Like, we've seen players say no. Clan, you think Fox second guessing himself? No. You mean like being with the team? I think he's fine. I don't think that. I don't know why you think that. G Money says, this is a Kings fan, by the way. I keep bringing that up. Chris Paul needs to come off the bench. Why is he getting the Paul Pierce farewell tour treatment? He needs to come off the bench when you have initially him starting with Castle is fine. It made sense, right? But now you have more depth and you're not utilizing that depth, you know? I said 40 wins at the beginning of the season. I still think we would get there at 40 wins. Well, what's so crazy about me saying 44 then? Anyways, in this segment, just wanted to bring this to your attention because I do think this is concerning, but I'm sure plenty of people will disagree with that.